Yo people, welcome to the new YouTube video. I'm doing a review video today. I'm going to be looking at subscribers footage, trying to break down some points on where he can improve and really elevate his game to another level. Now, I am not a professional coach, but I have been around some fantastic coaches, some fantastic players. So hopefully I can give a little insight here. And yeah, let's get straight into it, guys. Okay, cool. So you can see the first point right here. There was a problem in the forehand transition from the backhand, where it slightly needs to be a bit quicker. His transitions from backhand to forehand needs to be quicker. And I think his contact on the forehand side, Joey, your forehand contact wasn't so much quality. I think maybe you're hitting it on a wrong region of your bat. You might be hitting it too low, like closer to the blade, rather than the upper right corner. If you always hit in the upper side, you're always going to be able to brush the ball and be able to produce some good quality. I think you're missing this contact, which is why the ball kind of a bit flat. Also, your whole body momentum was going upwards. You want to keep it very low and keep it going forwards. Yeah, those are the two tips. Also, try and stay a bit more relaxed. You looked a little bit tense when you're going for that forehand. Stay a bit more relaxed and only tense when you're actually making contact with the ball. Again, it's going to really increase the quality. But let's continue. Not a bad push. That was a good push. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. Try and be reactive at all times, you know. But not so bad so far. Decent serve. See the same problem here with the forehand. You need to relax, try and contact it. Give yourself some more space when you're hitting that forehand as well. Good backhand from him. All the momentum again, going upwards. Stay low, really find the ball, create enough space and contact forwards. Good serve. Nice serve. Over here with a push at 1 minute 4, you're going to see when you want to push the ball, you don't actually ever want to extend your arm and be super disconnected away from you. You actually really want to stay close and connected. The closer you are, the better feeling when I have being close to the ball. Now, the main problem you had with this is the reason it was because your footwork was so far away. My suggestion is when you're actually going to push the ball, make a slight adjustment with your left leg. You don't seem like the tallest of players, so for me, I might be able to just right leg in, touch, and I'm still okay close. But for smaller people, guys that are a little bit shorter, you're gonna have to do maybe 2 steps. So maybe left leg, then right leg, to then come in and touch this ball and be ready. You know, that's really important because the closer you are to the ball, you're gonna have a lot more feeling over there, right? So over there, you're just super extended, you're just aggressively trying to push. There's no feeling, you're not going to be able to get the ball on the table so well. That's not going to be very consistent. Let's continue. See? You got some solid serves. Always long, but it looks like you're trying to do something after it. Good push. Much better, much better. Okay. Now, the forehand this time was better. Like, you gave yourself enough time, you hit it on time, you looked slightly more relaxed as well. The only reason you missed the last one was just because your recovery after the forehand topspin was too slow. I think maybe you thought you won the point already, which is why you didn't recover fast enough and you got caught up. But yeah, just remember to always recover fast enough. Very good topspin. Very good quality there. Hey, nice counter. Nice one counter there. Great point. So yeah, the forehand's really an area you're gonna have to work on. You can see it's a recurrent problem. Ooh. A bit wild. Make sure you're under control there, you know? Make sure you're under control. Good serve. Nice one set. Now, one small observation I've noticed. I'm not necessarily saying this is something you need to change, but there's something to be wary of. It looks like you're very much using like a claw grip. Like sometimes your grip changes between shots, especially between your forehand and your backhand. I've seen that a couple of times. Not saying that's a problem necessarily, but just make sure you're really fast in transitioning between the forehand and backhand grips if you want to keep it this way. Because when you start getting caught up in fast rallies, and you're gonna have to change it's really important. Your transition speeds is really, like the higher level you get, it's all about the transitions and then finding an opportunity to play a little bit stronger, right? You need to be able to make sure you're able to transition between backhand and forehand really well. And if the grip is like this, sometimes it might be difficult. I'm not saying you can't do it, because there's a lot of professional players that do it, you know. Theo Ball, fantastic example, you know. Alexis Lebrun, you know, Hugo Calderano, there's so many players that do that nowadays. That doesn't hinder them, but they're so fast in the transition, so you need to make sure you transition between your backhand and forehand really well. Let's continue on to the next set. Oh. Be careful with these serves, you know. You do some good serves, you're getting some quite easy balls sometimes, but then you're going too wild. Make sure you're under control in your shots, you know. This is a good backhand from your opponent. This is a good backhand from you. Good blocks, good blocks. You see when you're behind the block, it's much better. The last one you were slightly out and then you lost control. So just always try to be in position for the block. Okay, slightly this backhand. Nice open up. No problem, it was a good backhand open up, you know. You learn from your mistakes, stayed a bit closer, open up good. Which is what I was gonna say actually, but you saw it out straight away. Okay, not bad blocks. One hand open up. Block, good. Good push. Should have taken the chance to attack. It feels like you're getting rushed a little bit now. Make sure you calm the tempo down when you're getting rushed a little bit. You lost 2-3 points in a row. Calm down, regather yourself like you're doing right now. Just make sure. That block is going to be one thing you have to work on a little bit. You know that you're bad at blocking, but just making sure you're really there behind the ball. It's good from your opponent. Again, good for your opponent. He's playing well. He's playing a lot better this time. Couple on 4 stars again. So it goes to 1-1 now. Okay. But you can see you made a couple, like it felt like at times you didn't exactly know what you're going to do after your serve, which is I think quite common at these levels as well. Like you just serve and play. Try and have a plan. A bad plan is better than no plan. That's my honest opinion. Even if you have a bad plan, it's better than no plan. If your plan is just to serve long and try and counter, that's better. At least there's some like you're anticipating something, right? If you're just serving in and not knowing what's going to happen, it's so much harder to play because there's so many variables. You don't know what's going to happen after your serve. So try and have an afterthought of why am I doing this serve? What receive do I want? And how do I want to play the next ball? Always try and have that. At least have the first 3 balls in mind. Later on, fine. It changes because there's more variability, right? But the first 3 shots have something in mind. Like I'm going to serve back to short. They're going to push. I'm going to open up. If they block, I'm going to continue. If they counter, you're going to try and catch. You know, like, have an idea of what you're doing. Anyway, let's go into the 3rd set and last set. Try back and open up there. Okay. Not bad. And again, you're staggering into the table. You need to make sure your footwork's a lot more. Stay on your toes a lot more, you know? It looks a bit too flat-footed at times. Okay. You're getting a lot of cheap points right now, okay? Take advantage of the momentum. Momentum can always switch like that as well. So really try and take advantage of the momentum now. Turn up your receives. Oof. Finish this point. Okay. That's fine. Nice. Good. You're making a lot of 1-4 steroids right now. He's struggling with the long push. So just continue. You know, it's a working tactic. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, backhand counter as well. Nice. Okay, your opponent's starting to attack a little bit more on the table now. No, he slowed down the pace. So try and change it up. You have to try and maybe switch the tempo. Maybe you going for an attack. You can see now he's not making many mistakes, right? So you have to change the momentum, change the way of the match now. Can't continue. You've lost quite a lot of points in quick succession. Think about timeouts in these situations, by the way. Once you've lost a lot of points in a row, think about taking a timeout. It's really important for your mental, just a reset, and also for your opponent to calm down from the hot streak they've just hit. You know, he might just score 4 or 5 points. He's feeling really confident. Bring him back down to earth a little bit. You know, so call a timeout. Timeout doesn't always have to be for you. It might also be for your opponent. You know, and for just some semblance of getting it planned back together, getting it back into the table. Now, okay, cool. Next point. You know, let's continue. Opponent again, he's not really missing now. You have to change things up. You're pushing. You need to change something. Miss serve now. Yeah. You can see you're a bit stressed. You're getting into your head a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Giving up a big lead. It's normal. Aye. Pushing, yeah. High balls. Take advantage. Good attack. Nice. Nice. This is what you needed to do like 5-6 points ago. Try and attack. I went for a flick. That's forcing. That's forcing. It was a good open on by him. That's tough. Unlucky, Joey. Good game though. Good game. You can see quite a lot of simple stuff that you can work on. Like your block needs to be worked on. Taking it early, but also not making it so high. The ball is always blocking super high. Try and take it early with your body behind you so you can always place the ball better, right? Your serves aren't that bad actually. You've got quite a few decent opportunities with your serves. Your receive, you're pushing way too straight arms, right? That's about your footwork, making sure you're close to the ball when you're touching, pushing, right? When you want to attack, you need to make sure you're really relaxed, you know? Make very good contact on the upper quadrant of your back, right? You want to be upper half, upper top right half is kind of where I hit to try and produce some quality there, right? And relax, brush. But yeah, there's more stuff we can talk about. Send me an email and I'll shoot you all the stuff that I actually have written down. There's quite a lot. But yeah, that was the video, guys. Thank you, Joey, for being the first of hopefully more subscribers that send me their videos. Guys, if you ever want to have your videos reviewed, I'll put my email down in the description. As always, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next video.